Alright, seamlessly appear with the next part of my Let's Play Torchlight series. I'm going to be using some fast forwarding throughout this vid that I wasn't doing earlier.
I'm a bit overwhelmed, friend. Brink is dead, my master is lost, and I feel responsible for your corruption as well. Somehow the blighted ember is fusing with your flesh, changing it. But at least the progress is slow. I have some knowledge of the crypts below the mine. The Overseer experimented with methods of purifying amber. You may be able to use his knowledge to purge the corruption from you now. Find the Overseer's library. His notes should be there.
But yeah, the fast forwarding is mostly going to take place in town here when I'm selling stuff off for my inventory, restocking on supplies, and anytime that I'm in dungeons, just picking up loot, you know, after everything's dead, I'm going to be using some fast forwarding there to kind of speed things up along a bit. And this video is going to be focused on side quests, because I usually do those pretty much the instant they become available. Like you guys just saw, I just went through that portal from one of the guys in town. He'll offer those up every once in a while, and so I just like to go ahead and take those as soon as possible, because it kind of gives you a little bit of a boost on the main quest, because you'll usually gain a couple of levels while you're off in these no, speak of the devil. But yeah, you usually gain, you know, a couple of levels by doing side quests in between, and then when you go back to the main dungeon, everything on that floor will still be the same level as it would have been otherwise. So, you know, you'll have a bit of an easier time, since you'll be a couple levels higher than what the dungeon's expecting you to be. No, this is sometimes, this is something that happens to me sometimes when I'm playing this game. I don't take account of ranged enemies sometimes, and that resulted in my death that time, because I was just sitting there plugging along, and since I wasn't getting beat on by a sword or anything, I wasn't monitoring my health very much, and so they just kind of whittled away at me, and I wound up killing me, because I mean, it definitely didn't happen for lack of potions. I got a mess of them. I just wasn't paying enough attention to my health, which I don't know what it is in my brain that shuts off when I'm fighting ranged enemies, that I kind of lose track of my health and whether I'm taking damage. I guess most it's because the vast majority of the enemies in this game are melee enemies. And so I'm just used to
your pet is
getting beat on when I'm actually losing health and not getting shot at. So I tend not to pay as much attention when it's ranged enemies that are whittling my health away. And then over here you can see why you don't want to give your pet particularly good spells.
has fled.
it had a ton of mana, and it was taking a ton of health damage, but for whatever reason it didn't heal itself. So I mean, if it can't fully handle even, you know, ultra basic abilities like, you know, if I'm hurt maybe I should heal myself, then you know, you really can't trust pets with spells that require any kind of finessing or timing or anything like that, because they just kind of cast them at random. But it's better than nothing. I mean, most of the time the pet will heal itself sooner or later, which is better than wasting my pretty limited mana pool on it, since the heal all spell takes up so much mana. Well, honestly, I guess it could be kind of another instance where maybe I'm being a bit of a hoarder, because you do get a ton of potions. So I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'll switch it up and I'll get heal all at some point. And here's it's another side quest that came up. There was a reward for a previous quest I had turned in, was a mysterious map, and that's, like I said, any kind of side quest I try to get them out of the way pretty much as soon as they come up, since it helps you get ahead of the curve, ahead of the leveling curve for the main quest in the standard dungeon. You can also buy those maps. Like, you don't need them. You don't need to get them specifically as quest rewards or quest from the one guy in town. They actually sell them. The spell vendor sells mysterious maps that lead to wherever, which I actually thought was kind of odd, because on a different character I kind of got carried away buying the maps, because I didn't realize they would restock as often as they do. They're practically infinite, and so before I knew it I had already used like 6 or 7 of those maps in a row, and by the time I got back to, you know, like floor 6 on the dungeon, I was already like level 19, just way ahead of the curve, so that it wasn't even any fun. So that opportunity's there for whatever reason. You just want to get way ahead of the curve, you just don't really particularly care for the main quest, then you can just sit there and keep buying mysterious map scrolls from the spell vendor. I only plan on doing that if, for whatever reason, further down on the in the main quest dungeon, I wind up, you know, getting out leveled by the mobs somehow. And there I just picked up a unique item. Didn't really catch what it was. I think it was shoulders. But we'll see here in a minute. Well, I actually might not see, because I probably fast forwarded through the inventory check of whatever it was that item happened to be.
You have triggered a trap.
See, I mean, now I've gained 2 levels now. Well, I've been doing these side quests, and as usual, I just go with the 3-2, and I'm just switching between leveling marksman and leveling dual wielding. And even though I had marksman available there, I went with the dual wielding talent because marksman goes up in increments of 4%. And dual wielding goes up in increments of 6%. So you're getting more bang for your buck leveling up the dual wielding. So I kind of switched the tactic I had been doing, which was maximize the range, just on the off chance that a two-handed weapon dropped, I wouldn't get penalized too heavily for switching to it if it was substantially better than my two-handers. But I think I wind up going back to my original strategy. Oh, okay, it was a chest armor that I couldn't wear because it's
My inventory is full.
the magic requirement was too high. Yeah, that wasn't too smart. Stand right next to the TNT barrel when you blow it up. But that happens to me sometimes from misclicking, because since clicking moves you forward and then clicking also is what shoots. Sometimes I'll misclick and I'll wind up moving around when what I meant to do was shoot something.
Your pet has departed.
Now here I just went ahead and sent my pet off by himself, since you can't cast town portal spells in like the mysterious map scrolls. Inside of those dungeons you can't cast town portal scrolls, and you can't do it inside of the levels that the guy in town gives you either. You can only cast town portal spells from the actual main story dungeon. Yeah, that's one of those features I really like about this game, that I wish more loot intensive games had, was something like this, where your pet has its own inventory, and if you don't want to leave a dungeon to sell your loot, then you can just send your pet off. I don't know, I mean, like, lore-wise, you know, thematically or whatever, that might not make all that much sense, but honestly, I don't care. That's never been something I've, you know, ever cared much about when it comes to video games. I mean, to me, if a gameplay mechanic, like, really strengthens the core of the game, then, you know, I don't care if it doesn't have any, you know, lore justification or what have you. I've never much cared about stuff like that. If it's a gameplay mechanic that I feel, you know, makes a big enough difference, I just ignore it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what video games are gonna do. You're always gonna get, gameplay is always gonna trump lore when it comes to a video game. Because that's just, you know, it's common sense. That your gameplay's got to come first, and then, you know, your lore's either got to be flexible or you just ignore it. But anyway, this video here is wrapping up here in the next couple of minutes. As soon as I get done with this last bad guy, I wind up going back to the town portal and continuing. So I hope you guys keep watching these videos. You're getting something out of them, and I'll see you next time.